What is going on YouTube? Hindenback making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, we do a different cryptocurrency on the channel every single week with your guys' help. And on that note, we are still doing our crypto coin display giveaway. As you guys can clearly see here, we've had a few winners in the past, about 3, I believe. And we are doing another giveaway come this Saturday. We're going to be doing a drawing. So all you have to do to enter to win one of these bad boys is just comment your favorite cryptocurrency down below and make sure to comment subscribed. Just those 2 steps, comment subscribed and your favorite cryptocurrency, and that's it, and you'll be entered for a chance to win one of these bad boys this Saturday. So stay tuned for this Saturday's video. More importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's episode is honestly just the market as a whole. As you guys know, the past couple of days, we've been looking for pretty much a bottom on crypto, and I've been mentioning it a few times here on the channel that it looks like we may have found a bottom on cryptocurrency just short term, and I would like to explain a little bit more about that. But right now, markets are up a little over 11% currently and continuing to rise up. More importantly, Chainlink and a few other cryptocurrencies that we've been looking at, XRP, are also starting to make their wave back up, which is a good sign, but I feel like a lot of people might be blindsided by this and think that we're just going to explode back up to all-time highs. So I just want to prepare you guys and have you guys understand where exactly my head is moving forward into the crypto space and kind of understand what you should be doing and preparing for these movements. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Also remember to join us over at Discord, as I believe we have over 1,400 Discord members where it's completely free. We talk about everything crypto related. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, as you can see here on the screen, I do have Emerald Rockets pulled up. This is about the 3rd time I've been talking about them, but ever since talking about them, they've actually managed to do something pretty crazy. So I believe about 10 or 11 days ago, I gave you a really big tip on the Emerald Rockets ICO, which was not necessarily launched then, but it just launched a few days ago. And since then, they have seen a phenomenal 830% rise in the, in their token price, which is absolutely insane. They're at 9 cents currently right now. And I think it's just starting to get started, especially because you can see the performance growth of this coin since we've made our first video on the 14th, which was at 1 penny. It's now at 9 cents, which is pretty insane. So I still think there's time to get in. I still think this is pretty early of a cryptocurrency. Emerald Rockets, as you guys know, is launched to create pretty much the world's biggest, education marketplace. And since then, they've done pretty damn well at creating something like that. They've got some mergers and partnerships planned for later this year. And this is going to be pretty big, at least that's what they think. And that's pretty much it. Obviously, you can check out their website. It's emeraldrockets.com. I did link it in the description down below if you wanted to check it out. And you can buy their token on sushi.com using the Nexus ID, the block ID, which is in the, in the description down below. Otherwise, more importantly, what I want to show you guys in today's video is pretty much just the way these cryptocurrency markets are kind of exploding right now. So if we just go back, a couple of days ago, you can see kind of a few things in reference to my videos. So I'd say it's about a week ago, I'd say 6 days ago, we started to really switch our focus on these cryptocurrencies. We saw a really big drop in a lot of the crypto, currencies that we have on the board here. We saw an immediate reversal in a lot of the cryptos. And since then, we've been pretty much calling a bottom, that we found bottom after the FUD has, finally left the market. And since then, we've started to see coins start to reverse back up. So you can kind of see in my thumbnails drawn ever so slightly that we were calling the bottom just like 3 or 4 days ago. I mean, 5 days ago. So you can see kind of right here what it is that I'm referring to. So I just want to highlight this. You can see kind of where we were starting to reverse back up, where we had our ideas and thoughts as to when we would bounce off these moving averages. And you can see it's just continued since then. So literally like 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 1 day ago, we've been tracking, pretty much waiting for the reversal to come. And we've talked about it over and over again that there was a bearish divergence, really what this all leads up to. Bitcoin farming, its bearish divergence, and we noticed that we were becoming oversold on the crypto. We're also looking for a bullish cross right now on the MACD, which is a really good sign for Bitcoin. And I've told you guys over and over again that we're planning on longing Bitcoin up to about $48,000, right where that moving average currently sits. And we're looking for us to kind of long that position, leverage it upwards. Now, the other thing we have to obviously pay attention to is the downtrend that's forming on the relative strength indicator on Bitcoin. We notice that if we do decide to correct up, it will be only as high as retesting this top resistance level. And that's when we should start playing with stop losses and things like that. But currently, right now, we are trading inside of this pretty big, sideways channel right here. There's a chance we're going to bring back, spice it back up and swing back to $48,000. That's really where we're longing this coin to in the next couple of days. But it's a really good sign when we start to see markets like this, where everything is up about 10 to 20%. So overall, like I said, we're up about 11%. Top 10 cryptocurrencies, everything is doing phenomenal. Bitcoin's up 8.9, Ethereum's up 20%, Binance is up 20, XRP's up 16. We have Polkadot up 19. And I want to pull up Chainlink right here. You can see how great it's doing. It's currently up about 34%. Now, remember, guys, we've been doing Chainlink on the channel since Monday as not only a good, investment strategy, but it's also what I have actually purchased, which was Chainlink that I'm currently stuck with. So yes, I am still down money on Chainlink, but it's been seeing some phenomenal recoveries since then. And a lot of the bottoms were found on these cryptocurrencies, and we talked about good possible investment strategies once we started to retest bottom supports. Ethereum being one of those major ones that really just showed signs of reversal back up because we hit our bottom moving average right there. The same thing kind of was with, I believe, XLM a little bit at the time, but ultimately we did start to long these cryptocurrencies, and we do plan on seeing them, head up even higher. Now, more importantly, to go back, I just want to jump back into things right here. I want to focus on XRP right now. You can see kind of what we're looking at right now. So we did have a pretty big reversal back to the upside from our rock bottom all the way up. We've shot up about 62%, which is still great. Granted, we are down quite a bit on the coin. I mean, that's, who's to say we're not? We're only down about 36%. We are still trying to recover from that movement. Now, I do have my predictions. I do have my thoughts and, analysis, and I want to give you guys my approach to things right now. So currently, we're definitely in a bind. And hopefully you guys realize that right now with leverage trading and buying in. There is a resistance we're currently retesting. It's obviously at $1. Dollar on XRP has been the hardest position to break in a very long time, especially since the reversal downwards. That's a very big number for a lot of people invested into XRP and cryptocurrency. So really what we're looking for, and I've said it yesterday and I'll say it again, is for us to actually close the daily candle on XRP above $1. And if we can close the daily above $1, we can buy in longing it and leveraging this back up to what I would believe would be retesting about $1.28. So you can see, obviously, we can use Bityard right here. We do have XRP listed on this exchange, which is what I love to use Bityard as number one in pretty much all the aspects with, trading contracts, derivatives, Forex, spot trading, leveraging Shiba Inu, Doge, all these other cryptocurrencies, all the altcoins. We can leverage, buy long, sell short. I did link Bityard in the description if you wanted to check it out. Completely free to sign up. There is a sign-up bonus and a free demo trading account, which gives you $100K to play around with. So I definitely recommend checking this out. Now, more importantly, we are starting to reverse back up. And I think at some point we're probably going to move back up to retesting these moving averages here on XRP. As you guys can see, XRP is currently battling its 10-day moving average. But because of the massive reversal that we had in the coin, I do think that ripple effect that we've talked about will allow the coin to slowly trickle back up and will eventually retest closer to about $1.28. to about $1.34. That's between right now the 20 and 40-day moving averages right here. Now, obviously, when we do close above $1, we can buy into it, and all we'd have to do is leverage it. You could do 10, 20 times, whatever you want. You could type in 1,000 if that's what you wanted to leverage trade, and pretty much just swing this bad boy up to resistance. That's kind of where we're looking at right now. And the same thing applies when you look at it on TradingView right now. That's the platform that I use to mark all my trades here. You can see ultimately what we're looking for is for us to close the daily above this white resistance level that I've drawn right here. If we manage to do that, we should be able to swing back up and find this level of resistance, key resistance, which will probably break bearish. It's unfortunate. Obviously, everyone wants us to just keep exploding upwards, but we have to think rationally here. And there's a big chance that it will still act as a lower high and, correct us lower. So we're not trading in the long term right now, guys. We're only talking about maybe a week at most before we see maybe another retestment of $1.30. So what we're looking at, or $1.28, what we're looking at is, yes, there's still a lower high pattern forming on XRP, but we're looking for it to continue to retest this top resistance level. This ultimately is still a big play. This is still a big trade, guys. Understand, if we fill this gap here, it is still a good long position to the upside. It will be about a 25% increase. And when we leverage trade that, that's big money. So ultimately, if we manage to close above this resistance, which I do believe we will, we should be able to leverage it back up to about $1.28. So let's look for a closing daily candle above $1 for XRP. Now, how does this apply to the other cryptocurrencies? Well, mainly if we see Bitcoin, the number one crypto that we've been looking at, move back up and leverage itself back up, the price to its moving average here, which is around 48,000. As you guys can see, by the time this comes up to here, by the time that happens, we'll probably see the moving average slowly trickle back down, and ultimately they'll intersect right at about 48K. That's where we're logging Bitcoin to, and ultimately that's a pretty big gap as well that we can leverage. Now, ultimately, we've been talking about a bottom. That's a 20% run, but we've been talking about a bottom for Bitcoin pretty much since we saw this bottom reversal right here. We talked about $30,000 as its means of bottom support. And if you bought in at this point, just, creating your stop losses and moving it up is fairly reliable. So we do have positions in, and they are ready to be filled, on the other cryptocurrencies. We're getting ready. We do have limit orders set for things like XRP. So if we can close like at $1.05 on XRP, a daily candle, we will be filling those positions. Now, limit orders, I know if you guys are curious about them, limit orders is something you can create. Yes, if the price just hits it and comes back down, it will, automatically buy you in. So it is a dangerous thing to do. You can also use market orders as well. And ultimately, if you just set up a price alert, that would pretty much be the end, the end goal. The candle closes in 11 hours. So just get ready to create either your limit orders after we close today's candle, or you can use a market order. It really doesn't matter what you use. Market order is a little more efficient. But ultimately, we're waiting, like I said, for the $1 to close for us to pretty much reassure ourselves we're probably going to start to swing back up to $1.28 on XRP. The reason we bought in mainly into these cryptocurrencies, and the reason we sensed a bottom, was basically using all these major cryptocurrencies as a means of finding support. So you can see with Bitcoin, we used 30K as its means of support because we were using Ethereum's bottom, which is right at its moving average. So we discussed that a good buying opportunity for Ethereum to long would be once Ethereum retested its bottom moving average at about $2,000. And we did that. We retested it. We fell a little bit lower, but we closed the daily above this big ascending fractal that we've drawn here. So we've been using these charts ever since all the way back in January of 2021. And since then, we've seen the prices kind of fluctuate through here. We noticed that we would probably come back down, and I've discussed this in depth with you guys here on the channel in regards to Ethereum. A lot of people saw us break through 3,500 and just were buying it all up at $37,000 and $4,000. And I've been saying I would not touch this with a 10-foot pole, and I'm right in saying that because this is just all FOMO. I'd like to say that everything in between here, and I know this is going to be complicated, but if you can see what I'm drawing, the circle right here, anything in between this channel wasn't necessarily FOMO. It was just the prices moving up at a more, more conservative route, if that makes sense. Anything above this was just straight FOMO. So all of this right here was all fear of missing out and people buying in thinking they're missing out on the run on Ethereum. Ultimately, anyone that had bought in on here is losing money. At this point, they've only seen a correction in price on Ethereum. Now, the great thing is we mentioned that if we started to come back inside of here, which we did, we retested top. We discussed if we were to break through this top support level, you would probably send us all the way back down to our moving average, which is exactly what a lot of cryptocurrencies did. So the fact that we bottomed off at support here, this was a good buying opportunity. And just with trading, so on and so forth, we've been able to leverage this upwards back up to retest this resistance. Then we took our profits on the downtrend. And then since then, we've waited to see if we were going to clear this resistance or reverse back downwards. And today seems like we're starting to reverse back out, which is a very good sign. It seems like volume's coming back in. It seems like bottom supports were retested and we're starting to reverse back upwards. Not only that, we had Bitcoin, like I've said it earlier in today's video, but, the moving average, the bearish divergence. We are looking to have a bullish cross on a MACD. This bearish divergence is something we've been talking about for, weeks now here on the channel. It started probably, I would say, back in February. And since then, we've watched the prices, shoot up. We saw a cap at 64K. And we saw the prices reverse downwards. Ultimately, the bearish divergence came true. And then we've discussed in depth, and I'd like to blow this up so you guys can really see what I'm referring to. Okay, here you go. This is the relative strength indicator. You can clearly see where I've drawn a downtrend here. What I mean by that is notice every time prices actually become, every time they hit this resistance, they crash lower. Notice this. Just want to draw it out, map it out for you. It's a very similar pattern that's going to probably keep happening. So ultimately, until it's broken. But ultimately, look where we are. So every time in the past, we end up always coming to retest that top resistance level. Always, always, always. So really what we're going to be looking for is, yes, we're trying to estimate that at $48,000 on Bitcoin, we'll probably be retesting that top resistance on the bearish divergence on the relative strength indicator. So if we fill it in from 39 all the way up to 48, we're figuring that it will be around 48K for Bitcoin's price. If it doesn't, let's say it's 55K, that's fine too. It could very well be maybe 56K, very possible. Or it could be much lower. It could easily be $45,000 where we retest this top resistance. But what we're looking for is to fill in this gap right here. You can see right here what I'm drawing. We're not just yet at that resistance level retesting that top resistance. So what we're looking for is to fill that gap, get back up there and retest that, and ultimately filling in that all the way up to 48 on the, or 50 on the relative strength indicator would allow the prices to swing back up to about 48,000 and retest its moving average right here. So that's why I'm not selling out of any positions right now and why I plan on longing this back up. And like I said, for XRP, why we're waiting for XRP to break through its $1 support level or dollar resistance level. And if we can close above it, we'll buy in long. Applies to Bitcoin too. If Bitcoin actually manages to break through resistance at 40K, like 41,000, honestly, we might be able to lower that, to be honest with you. And that's probably what I'm going to do right now. If we lower this a little bit, you can see right now where that resistance is. 40K seems to be that resistance level on the coin. So if we manage to close, I would say conservatively, maybe at $41,000. Bitcoin closes at $41,000. We can long this, buy an opportunity tonight if we manage to close above this and swing us all the way back up to top support. Now, or to the moving average right here. Now, notice this is just the morning. This is about 8:30 a.m. of recording this, maybe a little later. And you'll notice that the coins are still currently pumping to the upside. So we're going to see a lot of crazy stuff, that we saw overnight probably happen throughout today. So we have to pay attention to the way these coins are going to form. There's a lot riding on these coins. They were extremely undervalued. There is plenty of room for these cryptocurrencies to shoot up. Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, they're all undervalued right now on the short-term daily. So only short-term are we talking about coins moving back up. And then I believe we'll probably just continue our downtrend. But regardless, short-term, there's still plenty of money to be made. And that's really my tip to you guys. As for Chainlink, this was a big coin for me. I had, just purchased it, not on purpose. It was an accident right around this level right here. Not necessarily good. At about 41, we're currently at 32. So there's really not much room left. But I do believe that if Bitcoin and those other cryptocurrencies break through $1 and break through, where was Bitcoin at, $40,000, Chainlink should actually be able to get back inside its, ascending fractal and start to eventually trickle back up. Ultimately, this is how it looks. I'm hoping that we manage to break through this bottom resistance. If we can get it back above here and close the daily at like $36 on Chainlink, it's going to be much bigger. I think we're going to see a pretty significant run on Chainlink. So I'm really not too worried, but we talked about it as well, that there was a small downtrend on this coin, as you can see here on the daily. And once we retested that, we broke bullish. So really, that would be nice on Bitcoin to do as well. If we manage to, finally fill this gap here in like mid-June, and we could break through that resistance, we should be able to rally back up. But I do think in this lower high formation that Bitcoin is forming, we need to continue to fill this gap. And I do believe we're probably going to see prices move like that. That's what I'm looking for, some sort of ascending fractal or descending fractal, creating lower highs to the downside, but ultimately coming back up to retest maybe $50,000. And if we manage to break through the downtrend, the sky's the limit. We could break through to another all-time high, which would be absolutely insane. Ultimately, this was a healthy correction, just very unexpected and abrupt. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As for the S&P 500, once they open back up, we'll see if my double bottom prediction is true for the S&P 500, which I think will come true, as we're about to see a bullish cross right now on the daily, which looks great. we should be able to rally back up to overbought, which should probably bring us back up to 4,300 points. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Once again, if you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you are new to the channel, and or you're just a subscriber. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.